So, good morning, my dear friends. Welcome to Rungta Leadership Talk Series, a webinar on COVID-19 blessing in disguise, how to grab the opportunity. So, let me have the pleasure of welcoming my friend, Mr. Ashok Ranjith, Associate Director from Cognizant. Ashok is an Associate Director, Human Resources, Talent Acquisition at Cognizant. In his role, Ashok heads Cognizant's yearly career recruitment, focuses on aligning fresh talents to Cognizant needs, services resource demand faster, reduces supply fluctuations, and develops competitive advantages for Cognizant with young talent workforce. As an industry veteran, Ashok brings with him over more than 18 years of experience and has played several key roles at Cognizant, which includes stints in experienced talent recruitment and graduate hiring program. Ashok has joined Cognizant in 2007, and since then he has grown to become an integral member of the organization's HR team. Ashok has also championed several key HR change management initiatives within the organization. So, Ashok, welcome to this Rungta Leadership Talk Series. So, let me have a kind of a small outlook about what is a topic that we are going to handle today. Before getting into the topic, so here the topic is COVID-19, a blessing in disguise. See, people might be asking me a question, is it a blessing in disguise? Maybe when I talk about blessing in disguise, I mean only for the freshers. Just wanted to give you a small statistics about what we have got. I hope people are able to see my screen here. So it is the GDP growth which has been given by World Bank during the recession periods. So in 1991 we had a recession, 2009 we had a recession, and 2020 because of COVID. If you see, 2009 it has come to 2.28% minus, and in 1991 it is not minus, it is just 1.8% or so. But when you are evaluating 2020, it has gone down to minus 4.3% of GDP. So now, when we are talking about this, I would like to also share one more statistics which talks about furlough. So million of workers, it is divided, just the equation is made for 1 million of workers and what is the percentage. In United Kingdoms, furlough is a compulsory leave given to the employees. In United Kingdoms, it is 19% of workers are given furlough. In Germany, it is 23, Italy, it is 29, in France, it is 28. And when we talk about the other one, these are the things which has happened till March, April. When we are talking about a fresh one, when we are talking about LinkedIn hiring, through LinkedIn, people how they have hired. If you see we have just taken, this is the source given by BBC. Okay, Australia, when we are talking about Australia, Brazil, China, UK, France, and US, when we are talking about it, France has gone so low in the month of April to May, and there is a steady growth between the second half of April and when you just evaluate now, it is just about 0.1 or 2%. It has gone out of the negativity. And when you are talking about US, it is also the same. The worm is climbing up nowadays. So there is a positive note which is happening as of now when we are talking about even the lateral hiring and the kind of a number of hirings which is happening in the industry. And now we have also discussed a lot about it even in the previous webinars when we are talking about the numbers of freshers. Why I am talking it as a disguise, blessing in disguise, though there is a cap on ceiling on lateral hiring, the companies like Cognizant and others are going on for fresher recruitment, maybe the cost effectiveness. So your Cognizant CEO also, Brian, has said you will be going ahead with 20,000 fresher hiring this year. Likewise, TCS, they have given a huge number like 40,000. Even DHC is going with a huge number of fresher hiring. They have already started with fresher hiring in southern regions. So, what is your idea? Is it is COVID-19 a blessing in disguise when it is related to the fresher hiring? And what is the kind of problems that you face, whatever you have numbers that you have already taken in last year, and joining ratio, and how we are making them join on virtual mode? There is a big issue. So earlier it used to be a kind of a training program which has been given from your end. Then it's a physical training program. Then you make them join. You ask them to come to Chennai facility, and batch by batch you just onboard them. So what is the kind of a problem that you are facing on that? And literally, what is COVID to Cognizant, and how it is going to affect Cognizant, as well as the students, those who are going to join Cognizant later, and what all the steps students should keep in mind if they want to get into Cognizant. So over to you, Ashok. You can take over the dais, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Edwin. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks, Saurabh, for giving the opportunity. See, one of the main things which we like to always share to the audience, especially students' audiences, that it is because of limitations, inventions happens in life, right? I'm just giving a simple example. Unless there was a frequent power cut, inverters were not invented at all, right? We were all happy with the continuous seamless power supply, and there was no inventions. No one thought about a situation where inverters can be used, right? I'm just giving a simple example which everyone can relate with. So every limitation or every disadvantage over a period of time will create new invention, and that invention is the scope for us, right? Especially people with professional group. There's a huge scope of invention, participation in that particular invention, whether it is a vaccine, or it could be a technology, or it could be a kind of digital. We've all been talking about digital, the need of digital. Yeah. This particular pandemic, yeah, irrespective of the life it has taken, that we need to keep it aside. But look at the kind of opportunities when it comes, that the true digital, the need of getting true digital is completely getting to the surface and getting highlighted during this pandemic situation. Many companies use the word digital just to add a vocabulary onto their overall sphere of things, but they were not digital. All those companies are facing the biggest disadvantage today. You can't come to the work location. You can't do the manufacturing business in a supply chain process. You can't step into the industry. That's a big problem. Imagine if it's been digital, the same industry or manufacturing sector, which is able to make it completely digital, where it is all robotic arms which manufactures, and a person can sit out of any part of the world and control that particular machines. A Mercedes-Benz in Germany, the controller is sitting in Tamil Nadu, right? Okay. The opportunities are getting, and what was previously thought as that there should be a situation where people need to view it is completely going digital. The need for digital is going enormous in this particular pandemic situation because of COVID, because there is the situation demands that people not to be available in physical presence. You would be astonished to listen and know many other things which we never thought that it can be done remotely is getting remote. Air traffic control system is going digital.
Yes.
Person sitting in Rungta College can manage a Heathrow airport. Think about that. You don't need to sit on the tower anymore, right? That is what is a huge advantage for us. You have all satellite devices. You have all satellite controls. Rather than seeing it by eyes, you have much more database available, data metrics available, insights, analytics available about the overall temperature, the weather report. You have videos, cameras, everything is available so that you can absolutely look into it, what's happening and where it's happening. Just think about it. No one should ever thought that air traffic control of Heathrow can be managed from a Lucknow or kind of locations like Rungta. But that's what is. Raipur, no one should have thought about it. Today, there is a scope available. Yeah.
So see, when
A
you're talking about, sorry to interrupt, Ashok, when you're talking about virtual, everything becoming virtual, see, it is better. Even I heard when I had a discussion with some of my HR friends, even in IT industry, is it possible that we can go 100% virtual? There are certain things, even in your laptop, there will not be a USB drive installed. There is something about the confidentiality of the projects, and there are certain labs where even as an employee, even if I am an employee of Cognizant, I am not allowed to get in because I am not a member of that group. So is it possible to make everything virtual?
It is possible, Edwin. The reason I'm saying is that's what I said. Only when the limitation comes, we'll think about innovation coming over there. I'm just giving an example of all that what you said about, proctoring or a kind of diligence to make sure that it's the person who's been necessary to do the job is doing the job. The confidentiality part. Everything can be digitalized. The best of universities today are thinking about doing their entire examination through virtual mode. Imagine examination is necessary, and it is definitely a situation where we feel that is the highest level of proctoring which is required, because it's from education, everything comes down, right? So when universities are thinking that assessments can be done completely online with proctoring to make sure the candidate is doing it without any malpractice, think about that particular lever, getting onto the academics, getting onto the industry experience, getting onto the performance management, everything can be linked. For example, a college is thinking about, can we have an auto proctoring in such a way that the device available in the laptop has the view of 360-degree from a camera standpoint, right? So it is not possible that I'm sitting in front of the laptop and my computer is connected to a peripheral device of a keyboard and a monitor to a second person who is much more better than me from a knowledge standpoint. And he is actually a proxy for my examination. And today's problem is laptop comes with a single camera, which is only front facing.
Yes.
Mobile today, colleges are thinking immediate solution is please go ahead with the mobile. And they're creating a software and an app in such a way that the mobile cameras, both front and back, will be enabled. Then there was a question, what happens if the person is under the table, the person who's doing a proxy, right? Things will change. So we just need to do step by step, right? Not everything comes at one single time. So they're thinking about it. Who knows, there could be a situation of a 360-degree camera, which can rotate anywhere and everywhere. And there could be softwares which can be as simple as today. It takes just half an hour for an invention to make sure that my laptop is not connected to any of the peripheral devices. As you said, my USB is already disconnected. I can disconnect my HDMI, I can disconnect my VGA cable. And there is no way I can manage a situation of peripheral device. The moment I take the Bluetooth out, that is also gone. So I think, I don't mean to say completely eradicate that, but for that particular app, when that examination takes care of that, when the due diligence is required in such a way that it has to be completely proctored by the person or automatically without any human interference, I think technology will take space and there is no way to stop it. Right, Edwin? So every necessity is a mother of all inventions, whether we like it or not. And there is unless this necessity comes in place, the human mind doesn't think about innovation. If ever we should have think digital when everything is available to us in hand as normal situation, our scope of going digital would be narrow to maximum 15 to 20%.
Yes.
For the last 4 months, which is April, May, and June, July, yeah, the companies which thought about doing 15 to 20% digital are today talking about, and today in a situation of getting closer to 60% digital. And within very few time, it will go 100% digital. There is no doubt about it. Let me give one simple example. I've been always a fan of getting good health in the early morning, good breakfast, and a healthy breakfast so that I can start my day with the best of energy. Tender coconut is always a situation which regenerates every of your lost electrolytes for over a period of time. Till this COVID situation, I had never had an opportunity of a tender coconut getting subscribed to my home like a milk. Today, I have an app in Tamil Nadu, which is called Saukya. where there is a group of people who are selling tender coconuts. We're not able to make that business because most of the tender coconut business you find is a roadside shop and people are not there. They made an app and you can subscribe. And every day morning at 4:30, along with the milk, I get 2 tender coconuts.
Oh, great.
And the tender coconuts in such a convenient manner, right? It's like a tin opener. There is a nice opening without taking the shell off. There is an indentation which is done and with a tin opener. Think about it. It has gone to that level. I've been crying. I've been requesting my roadside vendor, can you deliver this tender coconut every day to my house, 3 numbers or 2 numbers? He said, no, I don't have time. Today it has forced him to go digital because he cannot do anything else, right? So every span, whether it is from as simple as an inverter example or a tender coconut example, necessity is the mother of all inventions. And whoever the people who are involved in technology landscape, this COVID is going to be a life changer experience for them, provided they're willing to invest their time and effort towards skilling and learning continuously. That's a very powerful line which I want to say. Unless we do something from our side which is called skilling and learning continuous, we cannot expect this opportunity to come and knock your door and say, because of COVID situation, I want to employ you. I want to give opportunity to you. It's all available there. It is we who need to go and experiment it. The biggest disadvantage of COVID situation is the knocking doors will reduce because knocking doors is a physical. Number of companies coming to a college and doing recruitment will reduce, but number of opportunities for person or students to participate in campus recruitments will increase. You will see companies do you want, or you want number of footprints to increase from a physical landscape standpoint? How many people have visited and knocked their doors? It's always, you will definitely say opportunities have to increase, employment has to increase. So this in overall problem statement, what we are feeling today as a problem will very soon convert it into an opportunity. And remember one thing, every industry which is going under this turmoil wants to bounce back. Every country which is going through this turmoil wants to regain their economy. And how do you want to regain the economy if you are going to do it normal things what you've been doing today? Not at all. It's going to be multiple countries which have said they are going to be rest assured that immigration policies will remain until the COVID situation gets normal. The moment COVID situation gets into the normal situation, see all the countries which said no immigration to external people or other countries are going to at least 2 times, 3 times increase their immigration policies and make it more flexible and lenient so that more talented people come in and their economy is going to boom. All that what we see as a disadvantage or limitation is very temporary for a period of time. But in that temporary period of time, if we are able to reskill ourselves and able to invest ourselves for the future, that's the best way to be we can use the opportunity for the future.
So nicely said, Ashok. So necessity is the mother of invention. Anyhow, we have never, even when you talk about even the mobile phones that we are using, we never thought about mobile phones 25 years back. Even when it came to India in 1998, 99, I came to see the mobile phone in 98. It's a big size mobile phone. And we used to wonder how, without any kind of a connection, people are able to talk from one place to the other. So, the necessity is the mother of invention, very rightly said. See, now, as a fresher, let us get into the next phase. As a fresher, how they need to prepare. See, I started doing some virtual interviews with my students, final year students. Okay, last 2-3 weeks I am doing it. So whenever I am talking to them, everybody is talking about I am doing my, I have done my course in Python, I have done my course in machine learning. See, all these kind of talks they are talking about. So what is the minimum requirement? See, that's a question that a person also has asked, a hypothetical question. what skills or technologies, both tech and soft, you would like to have from the student's perspective if they want to get into Cognizant 1? And before just finishing up, I want to give a kind of a compliment. There is an anonymous person who has said, "How do you speak so good, Ashok sir? I have become a big fan of you." Now to the question.
Okay, thanks for the compliment.
Yeah.
Edwin, let me answer this first from a market standpoint, right? Cognizant standpoint will be very much narrowed down, and people from different branches of engineering and different sectors of the education field could be their participants in this call. So it's very difficult to narrow down on Cognizant. Let me speak from a market, because anything from a market will apply to Cognizant. Anything from Cognizant doesn't mean it applies to the market, right?
Yeah.
So let me speak from a Cognizant, and I'll add an analogy of Cognizant also at the end of the session, right? If you ask a simple question, Ashok, what is that you require from a market standpoint to get employed? If the question is as simple as that, every company would require the most important thing is a powerful line which is called learning agility. Every company knows that your 4 years of engineering college experience is not a skill gathering process, it's a knowledge gathering process. Whenever I say a difference between knowledge and skill, knowledge is more theoretical in nature. A mechanical engineer can really design how to make a flower wash in a CAD, but if he is given an actual clay in his hand, he cannot make a flower pot in the way how he has designed. So making the flower pot or a pot with his own hands is a skill. Designing is more of a knowledge, but designing itself is a skill for certain reasons, but I'm just giving an example. So today, it is very necessary for every industry in the market to make sure that before you pass out of a college and a student passes out of an institute, it is essential that he converts minimum 50% of his knowledge to a skill capability. If any person come and say, companies, MOOC concepts, Udacity, Udemy, Coursera, Simply Learn are all coming into spaces. Their syllabus are called nano degree because rather than covering a vast sector of knowledge, they very much fine-tune focus into the skill set what is required for a company to perform. Here comes a very big argument and a kind of debate along with all academicians. Ashok, do you mean to say that knowledge is not essential, skill set is essential? No, that's not the point. Knowledge is vast. There should be a funneling down of a skill set out of it. Without the funneling down, with just the higher pyramid or the lowermost pyramid, what you call it as the knowledge sector, the opportunities would be very limited. So just think about any of the engineering stream or a technical stream. The concept of lab is just to make sure there is a practical experience. Overall, the period of time, you can see the most advanced universities, a student time spent in a lab has to be more than in academic classroom. If that conversion was going to happen, yeah, it's going to be much more advantage. Think about all the courses which we call as professional courses, or what you call it as an experience gaining sessions. Students the IT technologies are today bring a lot of advantage because your skill set gathering is much simpler from an infrastructure standpoint. It's as simple as that you can log into a system and get into a skill gathering along with the knowledge. Both the things can happen today.
Okay. So very well said, Ashok. Anyway, see, there are certain colleges, even some colleges who have changed even 60% of practicals and 40% of theory. And there are, on the other side also, there are few colleges, those who even cancel all their practicals to cover up their theory portion of it. So theory is not to be given. I also appreciate your point. Theory is not to be given 100% advantage, 100% importance, but practical knowledge of a person gives more, adds more skill to a person's as an entity. So even now, if you have seen the evaluation, the change which the government of India has initiated in the education process, that gives more into, that is aligning more into the skill aspect of it more than the knowledge. Whatever you have learned, vomit it, just learn it by heart and vomit it on the paper and come back. It is not going to be that way. Maybe the kind of initiation government has taken now might also help we people to get into that kind of a streamline. Now, there is another question. He is from the mechanical engineering. Sir, I am a student of mechanical engineer. How can I join Cognizant? But I don't know programming. That also he has added. So I don't know programming. How can I join Cognizant? Is there a possibility? Do we only focus on circuit branches, or do we also focus core branches for Cognizant?
See, that's what I started my previous answer with a clear note that every industry would be very much happy to look at something called learning agility. Whether is there a possibility for you to convert the knowledge what you've gained into a practical experience and exposure. The moment that particular capability is available, forget about any of your what is called a badge name of a degree, so-called, the branches or circuit, non-circuit. All these things are going to vanish away, right? I'll give a very simple example, right? The best food what you get is at your home, not from a professional chef who's yeah. He can be a celebrity chef, but the best food is always at a home.
Yes.
Who's made by a celebrity chef, right? So where is the problem statement? The problem statement is skill is playing more advantage. And where whoever has the skill and knowledge, look at this beautiful comparison. The person who has only skill, their boundaries is only at home. The person who has knowledge and skill, the boundary is this world. They become a celebrity and a professional chef. So I'm giving both the things. It is just not necessary to keep knowledge alone. And by is the second powerful line or a punchline, you can call it, a subject with relevance is all. The moment we are convinced that whatever you have learned in your respective branches of engineering with relevance, we are rest assured that we can make you to unlearn and relearn on new skills, and you will still continue the relearning with the relevance. Okay. To make it much more simple relevance, I'll give a simple example. If I'm going to ask an electrical electronic engineer, can you draw a circuit of a stepper motor or induction motor? They would draw it. But if I put the second question, tell me where do you find the circuit in your home, what you've drawn? They struggle. It's so simple to say that, or I'll put it much more simpler question rather than saying circuit. Where do you find, where have you seen an induction motor? Have you used it? Is there anything available in your home? What you've seen in the induction motor? People say, no, it's there in my lab, not at my home. Very few people say that I'm using induction motor on day-to-day application. My fan, ceiling fan, my induction motor, which is available in my mixie grinder, or it would be available in my washing machine. It's all induction motor, right? So yes, the people who say that I have seen induction motor in my home gets prominent in our mind share rather than a person who says I've seen only induction motor in my lab. I've not seen it anywhere else. That is what is called relevance. You read a subject, you practically apply it and then learn it. You still have the old saying, right? Don't mug up things. Yeah. Right? Read with understanding. That is what is slightly modified to vocabulary called relevance. Please learn everything with relevance. And that's the beauty of professional course, because everything what you learn, you can apply and make difference. Everything what you feel that it can make an advantage for the future, it is available in your subject. You just need to apply. Not necessarily everything you need to apply, but take some portions of it. Right? This particular advantage is not available in non-professional courses. Let me say a simple example of economics. What you read in economics today, due respect to all the courses, but I'm just giving an example of how professional courses are more interesting for people. What you read today in a syllabus of economics, it's not possible for you to go and make an economic change immediately for the engineering, medical, and legal. Anything and everything what you read, it can be made into a practical use immediately within a shorter duration. And to make that shorter duration relevance, you need to please understand and learn your subject with relevance. Unless you don't learn things with relevance, no company would be happy about it. Coming to Cognizant specifically, the moment we interview a candidate of a mechanical engineering or civil engineering, it is our duty to make sure that we interview the candidate on the relevant space in which the candidate got experience or has knowledge. It will be very unfair for our part to evaluate a mechanical candidate on a programming language at the initial stages of campus interview and either reject or select. Both the things, even selecting a mechanical candidate with an programming experience is very bad for us, because he should have only studied programming. He shouldn't have got a vast knowledge of relevance. It's very difficult. We will check the relevance and then check whether he has a capability to convert it into a practical capability of a skill set. And then we check the overall scheme of things. If we get a confidence that he has done the 4 years of education with complete relevance and interest, we get a confidence that the rest of his life, whenever we like to make him to unlearn and relearn new skills, he will work and he will learn with the same diligence and with relevance. But coming to a job front, if a mechanical engineer is saying, I don't like programming, our scopes are very limited. Okay. If the question is, what should I do to get into IT organization? I don't know programming. The answer is, you don't need to know programming. You just need to know about learning and unlearning, relearning things with relevance. Be rest assured, in the topics what you have studied, you have learned the best of it. And specifically with IT companies, when it comes, please make sure you know basics of computers. Not necessarily you need to know Python, but you should know what is programming language. A basics of programming language will be an added advantage. I stop there.
Okay. So very nicely said. It is not the coding ability in the initial level from mechanical students which is expected. The learning and relearning capability that you have shown in your last 4 years, which is more important. There is one question from CSIT student. Sir, I am from CSIT. I would like to have a package of 50 lakhs. I don't want to join any company which is giving less than 50 lakhs. I am ready to work for 20 hours a day. What I should do?
The answer is so simple. You need to start your own organization. You should be an entrepreneur, right?
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying is 20 hours of a day contribution will give you a maximum 2 days of efficiency and will make you sick for the rest of the life.
Okay.
For that 2 days, 50 lakhs divided by 365 days, multiplied by 2 days. Every company would be honest to pay. We don't have a problem because it's as simple. 50 lakhs commitment for 2 days. I'm just having a calculator, right? I'll just say that 50 lakhs, yeah, divided by 365 is approximately 14,000 per day. 28,000 is what you can earn in the entire of your life of career, because you work 20 hours a day. Your rest of the life is going to be in a problem, and you can't work for the third day with the same efficiency, right? Let me put it this way. Aspirations are very important. 50 lakhs can be a target, but not at the very same day or one single day or at the first instance. Please make sure that this 50 lakhs is a journey. It's as simple as if a child asks, that I want to get into an adolescent age in next 6 months. What should I do? There could be signs which can take you there, but people may not appreciate it. Both the parent as well as the society would not like to look at the maturity of an adult in a age group of 6 months or 1 year, right? What happens is that the overall factors which may change over a period of time is going to be difficult. There are companies, let me also say that's the first instances, because immediately, if this question has to be that what are the roles I need to perform, what are the skill set which I need to learn to get into the 50 lakhs, my answer would be entirely different and it would be more organic.
Yeah.
Without getting on to the point of what I need to get skilled, what I need to learn, what I need to equip myself to reach there. If the answer is very easy and a single line, my answer would be what I said before. But let me give credit to the question. The reason is aspirations are very important. Aspiring for 50 lakhs may take the candidate for even 20, 25 lakhs or 30 lakhs over a period of time. Within a short span, it can reach 50 lakhs. Very happy about it. What is the best thing you can do to reach the 50 lakhs or get into a companies which pays you 50 lakhs? Let's take a classic example of companies without knowing their brand or naming their brand. The companies which gets into the 50 lakh package, even today they are in campuses. There are. COVID is going to be a greater advantage for this aspiration, candidates with this aspiration, because previously there used to be a tag name of a college brand, which is getting a prejudice and a priority in every employer mind to make sure this particular student in this college deserves this package. That is going to slowly go down because any brand is not going to be valued. The capability is going to be valued.
Yes.
If a person in a Rungta college can perform that 12 rounds of technical interview and complete or come to the best of top 3 in the world hackathons which are done by that particular organization, be rest assured he is going to get that 50 lakhs. Yeah. But what capabilities does it really manages to manage that hackathon to come in top 3 or top 5? I'll leave to the candidate to check it out. But the opportunities are huge and the opportunities are right available to you. Today, if you say hackathon based recruitment model in Google search, you'll get n number of companies. And these companies are willing to do it with any package. But if they say that it's only top 5 which will get that package, it's up to the student to understand what capabilities he need to grow within him to reach the top 5.
Yes.
Yeah, the scope is available. To simply answer this question, all that you need to do for 50 lakhs, yes, you can get 50 lakhs on the day one. All that you need to do is understand the scheme of things, what capability takes you there. Do a gap analysis to understand skill gap analysis, where you are standing today and what is the gap, and have a learning platform and a skilling platform to understand what it takes to get there 50 lakhs on the day one. What are your current situation? Sometimes you can be on par, you can be better than that also, I understand. But please understand that the gap and try to narrow down the gap. Your journey for 50 lakhs will be much more shorter than any one of us who have grown as a 50 lakhs over a period of time.
Yes. See, well appreciated answer for it. Even see, the same kind of a similar tone. I just wanted to ask you a further question also on that. See, there are a few companies which have recruited even from Rungta 38 lakhs, 48 lakhs packages and all. But still, I used to seriously wonder, maybe in case, what is the kind of a scenario after that? After 2 years, a person wants to shift from that company, which is being he is being paid around some entry level itself 48 lakhs. After 2 years, he wants to move from that company to any other IT industry. What is his future? Will he be allowed, or he will be forced to sit only in that company?
Absolutely. It's as simple as an example of you buying a Rolls Royce on the day one and you want to upgrade your car. What's there for you, right? You already have a Rolls Royce on the day one, right? So you need to wait for opportunities. The opportunities will be minimized. That's all it is. But it's not a concern at all, right?
I had a discussion with one of my friends, our own alumni from Rungta, who is working in a very good company for last 10 years. I can talk about 10 years. He joined, that was his third company, and he joined in that company. And what he told me, I am not naming the company, well paid, well taken care of. He is not able to move into the next company because the opportunities are limited. Even if he wants to move, he has to come down on his salary. So that is a kind of a scenario which has gone into his life when he has joined a great name. So that is also one of the maybe a limitation. I don't call it a kind of a negative statement. Maybe a kind of a limitation. The opportunities outside, as you said very well, it is very limited in size. So there is another question just specific to Cognizant. Sir, I want to ask that how much time would I take when I'm joining you as a program analyst? How much time will it take for me to get into a level of full stack developer in Cognizant?
Full stack developer today is a course which is available for 6 months. So my answer is 6 months.
Just 6 months. If you're able to master.
You're able to master, you're able to put the diligent work and you're able to manage it. You forget about even joining Cognizant. Even before joining Cognizant, you become a full stack developer. It requires an effort and investment of your time and effort and interest. No time you can get a full stack developer. That's not a big problem. Yeah, so the answer is as simple as, and day one, you can become a full stack developer provided you're able to invest your time and effort before joining Cognizant. Or if you say that I'm going to start my IT career only after joining Cognizant, the situations are available so plenty outside in an open market as MOOC concept. You don't need to join Cognizant to become a full stack employee. But if you want to learn it, the opportunity is just 6 months. You can become it. For you to become completely hands-on, that's where you require a situation where there's a platform for you to practically apply all the things what you have learned. One full life cycle of a project is today shortened in 3 months. I still find a situation when I joined an organization, one full life cycle of a project is 2-3 years. Today is as simple as reduced to 3 months. Every 3 months, the moment 3 months, every quarter, Flipkart launches a All India sale or a Celebration India festival. It means there's a huge set of project which gets implemented on the back end. And you can't have it as a 5-year project. You need to have it as a 3-year project. The shelf life of that particular project is only 3 months.
Oh, great. Nice. See, there is one question. If I create a good project, will it help me in getting into any IT industry? How it helps? Do you focus on the projects people have done in the during their 4 years of time?
What is qualifying for a good project is something very important, Edwin. I'll put it this way. Rather than good project, let me put a different vocabulary saying that you have done any project with good understanding.
Okay.
That is what is going to be very much appreciated in the market. What is good project is something which cannot be defined. What is good project for me may not be for other company. Right? So whichever project you are choosing, please make sure you're addressing a problem statement. Please understand the third powerful line which I want to say in this call is that your entire service nature of earning for the future is based on the powerful quote which is called problem solving. Unless there is a problem, there is no need for solution. Unless there is a need of solution, they don't need any human beings to support it. So all of us today are there, whether we like it or not, from a faculty to an advanced astronaut. We are there in a job which is called problem solving, and we are solving to a problem. So please make sure when the final year project or any project which you're going to take, there is a scope for solving a problem. Multiple projects which are so-called project work without a problem is being taken for an advantage of completing it. Please understand, those are not good projects. The project which has a scope to solve a problem is what is a good project. You may even end up, please, this is what I keep saying multiple times, you can even end up as a disaster and failure in that project. The project work may not even function. The project will not even take one single inch step from the place where it's left. But the amount of knowledge what you have gained through the research and towards the working of that particular project will take your learning multiple fold times high. And that is going to really speak for your knowledge and skill capability and your overall endurance level for the future. Not necessarily every project what you need to take should get successful, but the scope and the phase of learning out of that what is called good project, which has a real problem statement outside and you're trying to solution it, will take you to miles ahead from what you are today.
Yeah. So well said. See, just in the same line, maybe I'm repeating the question, maybe in a different perspective. See, as I said, when I started doing the virtual interview, people are talking about Python learning and machine learning and artificial intelligence. See, all these things are Internet of Things. All these things are data analytics, data science. See, all these things are catching the attention of the students, and they are also trying to do that into their. See, they go for some training industries. They are trying to do certain programs of that. Any IT industry, including Cognizant, do you expect a fresher to have these kind of qualities, or what do you expect from a fresher? Is it only C, C++ and the data structure, the good knowledge in that, or you want another certifications to be added to their names when you are going for
Absolutely.
campus interviews?
I can answer this, right? See, all these things are definitely going to bring you much more closer to the organization employment process. There is no doubt about it. Yeah. What is the interesting trend in the open market is very simple. Everyone knows it's artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, cloud, mobile, social. So we call it a SMAC, and the overall data science, analytics, Salesforce, Pega, SAP. You can go and make it Python. You can make a big list out of the skill set capability, right? So my standpoint to any college student is two things. First, learn many things in general. And the second thing is, please learn something relevant to your field in depth. These two things are very much important because this first line alone will not make sense. And the second line alone will not make sense. Both the things need to go together. To answer exactly to your point, know something relevant to your field in general. So if a computer science student says, I don't want to learn anything else, I just want to learn Python, nothing else beyond it. His success is going to be very limited because there is no concept called Python without knowing database, without knowing the basics of programming, without the basics of either any of the SQL or whatever it is. There is no concept called full stack if a person says that I have an aversion towards quality assurance and testing. Full stack is all about a combination of different phases together, right? So first, try to know everything in general relevant to your field in which you want to explore your career. At least know many things in general. Let me not say all the things in general because it's a very oceanic world and it's very big. We can't quantify it. Know multiple things in general. Second line, please make sure you know something relevant, which you call it as a specialization in depth. You just knowing in depth will not help of one topic. You knowing everything in general, but not anything in depth also will not help. So please, any scope rather than focusing on what particular exactly skill set. See, that vocabulary is so simple, Edwin. Today, I can shoot out a mail to the N number of colleges today. This is what is trending in our organization. And let me be very frank, that doesn't even needs my mail. It's not a confidential thing. It's an open secret. Every company, if you look into their careers portal, the best thing to know for every student to know what is the trending technologies. All that you need to do is log into company's career portal. You'll find very clearly if you browse it for 30 seconds, just scroll down the maximum visibility of skill sets, which scrolls down in your eyes is the trending. As simple as that. It's not a big problem. Every company has their career portals. Every company has posted their requirements. You know what is trending. And that trend is what we are talking about. All that in number of words, what we are talking about, right? Whether it is Python, whether it is Salesforce, Pega, SAP, artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning. everything and go on. So my suggestion is, please make sure that you learn something in general relevant to your field. In that general, it can be multiple skill sets, not just one. That's my point. And specifically get specialized on one advanced topic. That's my second line. One advanced topic in depth, so that you are closer to be a professional or a practitioner. It's as simple as a medical field, Edwin. First 6 years is MBBS. The PG is specifically towards eyes, specifically towards one. Unless there is a scope of a general course of MBBS, which is my first line, and there's a scope of specialization. With just MBBS, you can't even start a clinic today. Without MBBS, can you get into the becoming an ophthalmologist? The answer is no. So that is well defined in that profession. But if any of a student in IT or this particular field speaks, I want to get into the second specialization, what is that I need? My answer is no, I will not answer that question specifically towards a specialization. First is important, second line of specialization is important. Know everything in general, or know many things in general, and know something relevant to your field in depth. That's my answer. And it's not a rocket science to know what are the trending skills. It's available in every company's career pages, Edwin.
Very good, very good. Well said. And the analogy is really good. It is like MBBS and MD. MBBS is a general medicine, and if you want to be a special person, and you need to also have a specialized interest on one single depth knowledge. That is what we require in any IT sector. And I just wanted to add maybe the kind of not a great kind of a knowledge that I have, maybe like a friend like you, I had been discussing with you guys. So any IT company, if it is Java now, if it is any programming language as of now, which is very prominent now, maybe after 6 months, we may not even know whether it is going to be of the same prominent level. So we need to be also there in a kind of a learning curve should be always there in us, and the inertia to learn also should be there in us so that we can grow much better. Maybe we can take up a last question and we can call it a day for the day today. See, there are some maybe two questions. One, an MBA grad. I am an MBA graduate. I have any openings in Cognizant? One. Then there are certain questions from the pass out candidates, those who are of a 2020 batch. What would be the specific time limit when I can join, when I might get a joining call from Cognizant? These two questions, maybe addressing that, we can call it a day today.
Absolutely. MBA students, right?
Yeah.
You have, that's a specialization. Please understand, MBA is not a generic course. It's a specialization, which means you have to be specifically into the specialization of either a marketing or a HR or finance, whatever you're taking in your MBA, right? Please make sure, forget about just Cognizant, please make sure you're getting specialized in that by just not education, by an experience. And for that experience, not necessarily you just need to join Cognizant, you can join any company which gives an actual experience. I have seen people who are the highest paid professional today at a chartered accountant. Their first job of making a relevance is in an auditing firm, which only files in income tax.
Yes.
Right? If they say that as a CA, I will only join Cognizant as a chief financial officer, and I'll not join anything less, please understand it's going to be very tough for you to get into Cognizant or any other company with a specific designation in mind.
Yeah.
My only request to people who have MBA and any post-graduation specialization is move away the designation in mind, move away the company brand in mind. Please get into what is required, whether you're getting a scope to perform the actual specialization on the industry front. Any job which gives, please align yourself there. Let that Cognizant dream be there with you. I don't say erase it, but let it be a journey. It is not necessary you need to get it first day in Cognizant. If yes, scopes are high, we are happy, you're happy, that's a very ideal situation. We don't even need to talk about ideal situation in a problem solving situation. Yeah, everything is very rosy and we can get it out of it. Please align yourself to the best of career which gives you a scope to make you as a practitioner. The best of talent acquisition people today in the industry in HR are people who started their career in a very small manpower consultancy firm as a headhunters or a recruiters. If all those people should have said that I will join only after MBA, Cognizant or any other big brand, their practitioner experience should never been acquired and they would be still jobless.
Yeah.
So my simple answer is, for you, I appreciate, please log into Cognizant portal. If there is any scope for a fresher or for an IT or an MBA professional, we'll display there. Please try to apply. There will be a sequence of assessments which can take you there. But if it's not something immediately you're able to find, align your course to a practitioner level or gaining to a practitioner level experience. The dream of Cognizant will not be far away, not more than 2 years or 3 years, or any company in that particular span. That's the first question. Yeah. Second thing, from a 2020 standpoint, we have already started onboarding candidates in phased manner. We are the only company in the market which has exceeded more than 2,000 onboarding in the very first month of onboarding, which is in July. So out of 30,000 plus offers what we have made, please understand we have already onboarded 2,000 plus students. And also I want to keep students and use this opportunity to say that our campus recruitment model is for a year throughout supply, which means we as an organization grow every quarter, perform every quarter, which needs a supply of talent every quarter. It is not that 30,000 people can be onboarded at one single period, and we can do a quality of skilling program and keep them in a bench for a longer period. It's going to really hurt us, not from a monetary standpoint. It's about hiring a line and not feeding it with a job, right? So I consider every one of an office who has gone from our side as a line. We make sure that we have adequate feed available, and that feed plan is throughout the 12 months. So the supply is for the 12 months. We found a supply which is essential for the first month, which is July. We have onboarded 2,000 people. The plan for the month of August is 3,000. The plan for every other next quarter is going to be 3,000. But what is getting a bigger concern is the education academies have to be completed for us to onboard. Though we have an appetite of 3,000, I'm rest assured we may not achieve that dream number, though we have 30,000 pipeline, because the academics are not getting completed as a course curriculum. For 3,000 people, all the 2,000 people who we have onboarded are people from institutes who have completed their course, and we have scope for 3,000. It will be done over a period of time. But please understand, as a fresher, it is essential that all your waiting period have to be fruitfully utilized on any of the skilling platform. The moment you're using it for a skilling platform, and Edwin, let me be very frank, this is something very specific to Cognizant. We don't want students to even spend in that particular skilling program. We have our own learning portal which we have launched for students across India, where they can participate and learn it. And we are using an algorithm to make sure that people who are showing the highest level of interest in that particular learning platform would be prioritized for our onboarding. And the person with the highest interest and highest capability shown on the platform gets the first ticket. And the person with the lowest interest, still we don't blame them. They would get the next priority over a period of time.
Fine. Well said. So, my dear friends, you don't need to worry about joining Cognizant. It is done on a phased manner, not only with Cognizant and all other IT giants. They do it on a phased manner. So, you need to better utilize your time. Maybe if you are selected in Cognizant, they have their own learning platform. Please show your interest on that. You will get your calling maybe as per your interest shown in the platform given there. So thank you very much. I hope we had a very good session today. Thank you, Ashok. Really great for us to host you today. And I know what kind of a pressure that you are in, and I had to pull you really from the call at 9:55, get into the webinar. Thank you very much for the time that you have given us. And it has been an excellent session talking about what is required from a fresh engineering perspective. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, Saurabh. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you all. Wish you all the best. Be rest assured, Cognizant and most of the IT companies have been very committed onto this freshers onboarding and getting the fresh talent into their organization. So on behalf of Cognizant, my organization, I would definitely say we have a very clear commitment. We'll stick on to every offer made in campuses. There is no scope to decline any of the offers because of any pandemic situations or anything going on. It is done in a phased manner, but we'll make sure that how we manage the overall offers is as per the commitment. No single offer would be declined unless it's a choice of the student to get something better than Cognizant for their life.
Thank you. That's a great news from Cognizant. Thank you, Ashok. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thanks, Edwin. Wish you all the best.